Okay, so here's what we're gonna do.
Right.
We are going to move over to my man's favorite team, the Chicago Bulls. So
Namaste.
the first thing here.
At this point, what's going on? What is going on in Chicago? That team. So I first have to start off by saying, I'm obviously, if you've ever watched the stream, you know this. You see the sign behind wherever it is. I can never point to it behind me. If I always have to look to actually be able to do it. All right, my Bulls. Like I said, I started this off by saying that is my team. That of the three, like if I had to pick one, that's the team of my favorite teams. That's the team.
Sure.
Like if I could own a team, that's the team I own. That type of stuff. Mainly because the Mets don't need a new owner. Thank you, Steve.
Oh dear God. Yes.
Anyhow, their owner is amazing.
Yep.
So
I'm not even a baseball fan, and I'm like,
Uncle Steve Cohen. Yeah, love you, man. You the man. You're awesome. My Bulls, however, are less than. They have been quite less than awesome. They're attempting to right the ship right now. And speaking of airing of the grievances, in the spirit of Festivus, the Bulls had an airing of the grievances about a week ago. Maybe not quite a week, but roughly about a week ago. They had some airing of the grievances of their own. One, Zachary Levine. They had just lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves 150. Hang on, let me see. 150 to 126. That was a regular. That was not overtime, no 2 overtimes. That was just regular old standard game. 150 points they gave up.
Okay, so let me,
which takes effort.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Was anybody playing defense in that fucking game?
Oh, it gets better. Minnesota's not a bad team, right?
Not just Chicago, but their opponent.
No, nobody is. But at some point, if you're going on a clip of 150, Lord, and they were up pretty much plus 20 the entire way. Yeah. So, and with the games like that, it's not like you've played your starters from the get-go and all the way through the fourth quarter and just ran up the score.
No.
But hang on. Maybe they played the starters. Maybe they played the starters though for 3 quarters, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So there's this other little thing. Let's see who did not play. Who would you say is the most well-known Minnesota Timberwolf right now? Who's their star?
Cat and D'Angelo.
And the big guy that they just traded for.
And obviously Rudy Gobert.
He didn't play in this game, so it didn't matter. Cat didn't play in this game.
Oh, dear God.
D'Angelo Russell, he played, but was a game-time decision. He was sick. The Bulls didn't get the A team. They didn't get the B team. They had like the C or D team that was out there. Didn't play any of those guys. They lost by, 24 points. Gave up 150 points. After the game, Zach LaVine talked about, it was embarrassing. And, talked about defense and things like that and how we don't trust each other, et cetera, et cetera. And the other teammates were talking about, trust and things like that. They were talking about him. That's who they don't trust. Yeah. It is Zach. Yeah. They don't trust you, man. It is you specifically.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah.
Yes, DeMar.
You're twerking
and you not
ass
vibing.
Over here. Yeah.
Learn defense, man. I'm not saying you need to be Patrick Beverly out there. You don't need to be Jimmy Butler. You just need to have some semblance.
But see, that's the thing.
That's playing hard. The biggest plus with P. Will as far as defense, I don't consider him a problem defensively. Offensively, dude, and he is starting. Now he's in year 3. This should have started some time ago. But hey, his greatest asset is that he can switch very easily. He's extremely fluid. You put him in a pick and roll, he will switch to whoever else gets,
right.
Right. And he's fine. Yep. You don't need to go out there with him. He switches over to a point guard.
He's
okay,
fluid
he can
like
stay
that.
with him. He's because he was a point guard. So when he's still young, and that is always his saving grace. At some point, he won't be. He's 21, I believe. He just turned 21.
No, I see him. That's what I'm saying. I see him as a system. I see him as a system defender. He's one of those guys. He's
when you say system defender, think of a certain type.
As he's gotten older. Well, the reason why I see him as like a system defender, because like if you ask me, that's Scottie Pippen's greatest strength. He's that guy that defends. Like, okay,
he might spearhead the system.
We have a system in place, and he's someone that you could build that system around.
Okay, so you're saying he's more like a center of the system as opposed. When I think of system, no, I'm with you. I just had to figure out what you were meaning.
Fair enough. System, I might be using the wrong words, but
in a system. And like Zach LaVine would be a guy that I would say is a system defender. He looks like a good defender as long as everybody else around him is doing the right thing. He knows to be. I'm thinking he is the system. Okay, the spearhead or like built around. Fair enough. Okay,
to a point, we're with it. But also to like what I would say.
I'm like, wait a second.
Given where P. Will is going to be positioned. Then he needs and to be fair, Vooch can fill this role just to be a big body in place, and then P. Will can come in and be that assist defender in that system. But it's like
his strength is being able, like I said, he can guard pretty much 1 through 5. I'm not saying he's just going to be out there and just shut down Chris Paul on a fast break. But where be able to handle Rudy Gobert by himself under the basket.
He's better suited to have
them.
Yeah. Oh no. Like on given today's NBA with these switching screens and all the dribble handoffs that are going on. No, I mean he will
not nearly at this level. When I say this name, it's not nearly at this level, but it's that kind of a guy. He's got the ability to be sort of like Draymond.
Yeah, Draymond's closer.
Yeah,
it's like
it's more that,
and that's where I kind of. But where I saw is like I see a lot of the. I see a lot because again I don't watch basketball games like normal people. I watch basketball games like I'm coaching it.
The Bulls right now, it starts and ends with Zach. The problem Zach has I believe has started happening. A few things it's been a little bit of a perfect storm to build to this point. But Zach's issue, one was he started the season. I don't believe he came into the season. Either he wasn't in shape, as in was lazy over the summer, or he wasn't in shape because he had surgery.
I think,
no one knows for sure. And that's the problem. No one, I mean, he does, the team does, but no one outside of that really truly knows.
Which would lead you to think that it's the worst side of because if it was the good side of it, surgery, you would have been selling that story.
It's a lot different. That's a lot different. Yeah. And here's the reason I'm not so sure it wasn't. I haven't been working out as hard as I should. I don't mean he's lazy, he's just sitting around, but as hard as you could be to really move to that next level. You're getting that max deal and things like that. And I don't care about the money. Like, you get your money. I don't care who gets your money. Get your money. Get however much money. If somebody's offering me $250 million to sit here and talk to you, I'm taking it. But honestly, if you go get your money. No problem with the money. I don't care. Get your money. But if you come in and now you're not playing hard, or as hard as you can be, your teammates know that. Your teammates start feeling that, oh, what's going on? Why is he playing this? Is he hurt? Like, if he's hurt, they would know that too, and kind of understand. But the rumblings started, and DeMar has started sort of leading the rumblings. and the rift appeared to be between DeMar and Zach. Now Zach's been there longer. I like Zach better. I like him better as a player. I do. Not saying he's better than DeMar, just saying I like him better than DeMar.
Yeah,
he's a little more.
Yeah,
he's that.
DeMar's one of those guys.
And DeMar's never won. Let's keep that very clear.
DeMar's. See, my biggest issue with DeMar is that he has the secondary or tertiary scoring. He has the secondary playmaking.
Right.
But he's not the rebounder or the defensive player.
There is a reason that Toronto traded him. He could never get past LeBron.
Right.
And I say Toronto, the team, could never get past the LeBron in the East. They trade him.
You talk about timelines and where I'm losing the script a little bit. As far as the timing between DeMar and Kawhi in San Antonio.
DeMar was traded for Kawhi. That's what it comes down to.
That's what I was thinking it was.
Yeah.
And the reason why I thought about it in the first place, because you talked about reasons for. You talk about system people. DeMar is 100% one of those cats that if you toss him into the right system, the right coach, and the right people around, can he be an asset? Hell yeah, he can be an asset.
So one of the things that is the issue in Chicago is not having Lonzo. Without having Lonzo you got guys not in position where they need to be. You don't have anybody on the court, the floor general, that's saying, Zach, go left, DeMar, go right now.
Right.
And do so without the ball in their hand.
Exactly. Yes.
Zach and DeMar both sort of play off of each other.
And this is
same space.
This is where DeMar will always be that secondary playmaker role.
Well, but he's also by nature his default setting is a scorer, and that's just it's not a knock. It's just his default setting. The same as Zach. Zach technically was a point guard coming out in the draft. Zach's default setting is scorer. Like that's right. If it all just sort of breaking down, and it tends to break down.
They both kind of have that scoring point guard mentality. But DeMar has at least proving out to his stats, like what you would call kind of the hockey assist kind of guy, where he's
what you're saying about the secondary guy. He's not the guy coming up. He's not Chris Paul. He's not coming up and setting you here.
He's able to come in, get in position, and he would like to score.
The things have already started moving.
I'll give him credit.
And then he gets the ball and sees it.
Yes. Yeah. He's very system aware. He's very
Smart.
capable.
IQ
and
IQ.
Yeah, and be able to position himself. And this is where DeMar has been one of those guys that I've been so interested in, just from a theory level. Just okay, what happens when you place that there? Mid-range playmaker?
Sorry, I just think it's really apropos. Just the name of the song is called "Fly Me Away," and it came up right beside Zach LaVine's head. That might be a thing. It might be a thing. That might be a thing. But
with his defense, with his his defense just isn't really.
It's effort, and if you're the leader. And you're the leader by, unfortunately, money is what's making you the leader. DeMar is now seeing the end of his career. I mean, like he very clearly sees the end of his career. He knows where not only what Zach's abilities are, but you can tell the difference between when someone's mailing it in we're not mailing it in like he doesn't care, because that's not. I don't want it to sound like Zach's like a malcontent, bad person. But sometimes your best friend, good person, needs a kick in their ass. And there's no other way to say it. And you know when they're not doing what they need to be doing.
We have that discussion every other month.
It's part of that brotherhood thing. You know, you got to have that. You got to have that. I'm hoping this is what this becomes.
It's that.
This might be a moment of Zach kind of feeling himself a little bit like,
yeah.
And, I mean, I can't blame him
so
in this way.
My thing is, here's the thing is, like, if the Chicago Bulls are going to play out the way they're constituted, that's not how it's going to go. But let's talk about if that's how it's constituted.
Right.
Zach and DeMar have to develop that thing. It's like, I don't know if it's a wild night in Las Vegas. And let's also give some context to the fact that they haven't had the time together that, say, you and me have had.
Sure. Oh, right? Absolutely. No.
So a lot of like pundits and everything try and attach this necessity for camaraderie in a very, very quick finite point in time.
Well, you've played together since the preseason. That was like a week and a half ago. What are you talking about? Why would we know each other?
Right. Why are we going to be boys, right?
And also weren't designed to be, when they were, Karnisovas was putting this team together, it wasn't supposed to be Zach and DeMar running the show. It's supposed to be Lonzo running the show, and they're your two stars.
Sure. Right.
With Vooch, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's fair enough. All of that's fair enough. But let me put this into perspective to just how bad the Bulls have been. They're on a currently 3-game winning streak, because I just saw that they did win tonight. I hadn't seen the score, but they did win tonight. So to take out, as of last week when we were first putting this together, the Bulls were the 4th worst team in the NBA. Not 4th best, not in the top 4, not in the middle of the pack, not in the bottom half of no, they were bottom 4 of the league. 11 wins. 11 and 18, I want to say. Hang on, let me scroll. Yeah, 11 and 18. If they just played out the season in the turmoil that they were at, they're not that bad. They have stars. Stars can win you games, especially regular season. They don't play. It's the continuity. The same type of thing that's going on in Phoenix, quite frankly. Phoenix is kind of having this same issue.
They are.
Which on
paper, looking at the depth charts, it like with Crowder and Booker,
something doesn't smell right. Just something's. It can't peg it, but. Something
it's hard, and I don't know if this is it. I'm asking this question because I think this is the first point to get to with the Suns. Mm-hmm. Do you think there's friction between Booker and Paul?
Everybody makes him out to be this great locker room guy. I'm not so sure.
No,
that's true.
I know. That's why I'm asking the question.
I find him. He's one of those that will grate you, and sometimes. Grading you is to drive you, fair enough, but it's still grading you. Mm-hmm. And that's similar to coaches in this way. So we've talked before about how you have certain coaches that are, everything is on fire, you need somebody to come in and tear it down and start rebuilding. Yep. But that's not the same guy that you're going to have when it's the
That's not the guy that's going to get you. That's not the guy that's going to get you the championship.
You're not bringing him in to win a title. Right.
You got to bring that spark.
You do, and with Chicago right now, even that's what they're missing. They're missing the guy
they need a spark.
Something needs to be reshuffled. It's that you're something smells, and quite find.
They need Lonzo. They need Lonzo on the floor. and they need aggression.
I'm very cautious. Everyone wants to jump to, well, it's just Lonzo. If Lonzo's there, then Lonzo makes all the difference, and everything is back to roses and sunshine, just like last year when we were doing our thing. They'll be better.
No,
but Lonzo isn't Michael Jordan.
No, that's why I argue that they need Lonzo and they need aggression.
Meaning, in general, a lot of Bulls fans are out there. They're like, "Oh, it's just Lonzo. We just need Lonzo. Once Lonzo gets back." No. First off, if you spend most of your season waiting on a guy, the fact is, whenever Lonzo comes back, and there's a good chance he didn't come back this year at all. But whenever he does, he's not the Lonzo that we last saw. He's not going to be. He's no. First off, nobody's the same person they were a year and a half ago. Also, the things that I was talking about with Zach early in the season, how he wasn't quite right, maybe he was hurt, that type of thing. Okay, if you've had surgery, you're not right for a little while. It's trust, it's movement. Okay, I was able to do that, but it's tomorrow morning. Am I going to be able to get up and roll out of bed and jump? Those are the types. The loose ball. I think about diving for the loose ball instead of diving for the loose ball, or I think about making this cut instead of making the cut. Instinctual, and there without that, it takes a while.
I love the word trust in context.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like people talk about trust and everything like that, but like no, it's and you hit on an excellent point. It's trust in context, and like you talk about like those second decisions. A lot of people don't talk about those, like just that hesitation, that. And a lot of it comes to play with that. And you know what? People talk about like this whole positionless NBA and all this shit. I'm going to tell you, I'm sorry. You need somebody making.
Are you airing some grievances? Are you airing?
Have you met me? You need somebody on the floor making the fucking decisions.
And quickly.
And like that coach on the floor. I don't care. And like where if you want to argue to me about the positionless NBA, when you look at Joker and like other players on the floor, no, you know what? No. Okay. You want to argue like it doesn't have to be that traditional point guard? I'll agree. I will agree. But guess what, people? You need that general. You need somebody. Get out. Hey, like those 90s Bulls, that fucking general wasn't playing point guard.
No, he was a 6'7" small forward from Central Arkansas.
Nah, if he wasn't a 6'6" shooting guard from North Carolina. Listen,
that's the wrong. See, you were doing the Kenny Omega. So you know, you were doing the Kenny Omega. He was trying to act like he was trying to do the Michael Jordan one. That was Kenny Omega's intro. That was he did the Kenny Omega intro. Anyhow, I'm not gonna let you slide on that, man.
This is why I love my boy.
he tried to pull it out like, yeah, okay. No, they did not sound like that in the United Center. They didn't break out North Carolina. No, they didn't do that. That's not how they said it.
Let's be fair.
For anybody that doesn't know, I was gonna say, for anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, Kenny Omega, he's a wrestler over in AEW. And his introduction when he comes out, one of the lines is from North Carolina, and it's drug out exactly like Jarrett just did it.
North Carolina.
Just saying.
I'm saying this is why I love my boy, because he didn't miss a second.
I was like, Wait. No.
Switch gears on him. I switched gears on him. But now to be fair,
we'll wrap this up. Yeah.
Hey, you know what I was gonna say, because hey, you got 2 more points here. You got 2 more points here, and we can drag this out as long as we want to.
Yeah. That's not the yeah.
But on my end, this is gonna be another stream real quick. So we're gonna take a little bit of a break. Let me take care of a little bit of a natural imperative, and then we'll get back, because yeah, I'm all about talking about Trae Young. I'm
this is
all
gonna
about
be funny.
talking
This
about
is actually gonna be Jarrett will take this one over. Because maybe we should do baseball owners first and then go to Trae Young.
Okay. We can.
Yeah.
It'll fuck with the graphic, but we can.
Don't worry about it. We'll do it. We'll do it this way. We'll have to come, but we'll probably we'll hit Trae Young quickly. Let's do it this way. That way we keep the kind of timeline thing going. Let's hit Trae Young, but brief. Hit baseball owners, and then we'll go back to Trae Young, because that'll lead in nicely to your area as well.
Yeah,
good?
That sounds good.
Cool.
All right. Hey, for everyone hanging out, appreciate it. We're celebrating Festivus, the airing of grievances. We're complaining about a lot of shit. Got a lot of problem with you people, and you're gonna hear about it. But I also have to pee. So, we'll be right back. I love you all.
North
hang
Carolina.
Out. I gotta go down and pee in North Carolina. All right, we'll be right back.
Be right back.